millions of people are going to watch tonight's State of the Union, which is shaping up to be a night of absurdist theater. Absurd because the White House says the president's address is going to be about bipartisanship, unity, compromise. They say it's going to be a night of comity, with a T. They really use that word. Absurd because literally, as the White House is telling reporters about how the president is going to rise above partisanship tonight, the president is tweeting about a human wall. Then he mocks Chuck Schumer. And of course, Festivus begins and he airs grievances about the midterms. Absurd because tonight's address was delayed because of an act of overt partisanship when the president himself decided to engineer a 35-day government shutdown over a border wall that he promised to his political base. Absurd because the backdrop of tonight's address is his threat to end-run Congress and declare a national emergency, which is dividing Republicans. We'll have more on that in a moment. The White House also says President Trump is going to call on Congress to reject the politics of resistance and retribution tonight. Well, that's a bit absurd because, well, have you been paying attention for the last 2 years, 4 years, 6 years? You get my drift. Absurd because Nancy Pelosi will be seated behind him tonight. A constant reminder of his failed midterm message that Pelosi was leading a party of crime-abetting arsonists. And absurd because the president is seemingly going to act like everything is normal, despite a cracked-up cabinet, despite his ongoing feud with the intel community, countless investigations into him, his staff, his campaign, his business, and even now his inauguration. Still, the White House says it's going to be a, quote, traditional State of the Union. How's that for comity with a T? Hello, YouTubers. If you're watching this, it means you've checked out our channel, so thank you. Now do me a favor, subscribe by clicking on that button down there. Click on any of the videos to watch the latest interviews and highlights from MTP Daily and MSNBC. You can get more Beat the Press content every morning in the First Read newsletter. If you're tired of content that you don't know anything about where it came from, you don't have to have that problem with us. NBC News, MSNBC, MTP, and the Meet the Press mindset right here for you on YouTube. Subscribe now.